Get ready for an awesome, in-depth journey into how KFC makes its world-famous fried chicken. This is a 2-hour dive into every single step, from the farm to the factory to the sizzling restaurant kitchen, showing you exactly how KFC turns a simple chicken into the crispy, juicy, finger-licking good meal you love. We're keeping it fun, clear, and exciting with easy words, cool facts, and vivid details that'll make you feel like you're right there on the factory floor. No fluff, just the full process, explained in a way that's engaging and easy to follow. Let's jump in and see how KFC's chicken comes to life. The process kicks off at a hatchery, a huge super clean building where thousands of eggs sit in special machines. These eggs are for broiler chicks, a type of chicken bred to grow big and tender, perfect for KFC's buckets and sandwiches. KFC teams up with big companies like Tyson Foods and Pilgrim's Pride to supply millions of chicks every week. Inside the hatchery, everything is carefully controlled: warm air, soft lights, and machines that keep the temperature and humidity just right. After about 21 days, the eggs crack open, and tiny fluffy chicks pop out, ready to start their journey. Workers gently scoop them up and move them to big barns, where they'll grow up fast and strong. The barns are massive, filled with the smell of fresh wood chips and the sound of chirping chicks. These aren't small cages, but wide open spaces with fans blowing clean air to keep everything fresh. Long lines of feeders pour out a special mix of corn, soy, and protein-packed grains, like a healthy snack for chickens, helping them grow quickly. US rules say no hormones or steroids can be used, so the meat stays natural and tasty. The chicks have plenty of room to run, flap their wings, and get strong. Workers check them every day, making sure the water is clean and the food is fresh. In just 6 weeks, these chicks turn into chickens weighing 6 to 7 pounds, ready for the next step. When the chickens are big enough, they're collected at night to keep them calm. A machine called a live harvester gently picks them up, like a soft scoop, and puts them into plastic crates with holes for air. The barn is quiet, with dim lights to keep things peaceful. The crates get loaded onto trucks that drive a short distance to a factory, keeping the trip quick to make sure the meat stays tender. It's a smooth, careful process, designed to move thousands of chickens without any stress. The factory is a huge, busy place, full of shiny machines and moving belts. The crates roll in on a conveyor under soft blue lights that keep the chickens relaxed. Everything follows strict US rules to make sure it's safe and clean. The chickens go through a gentle CO2 process that puts them to sleep, so they don't feel anything. Then, they're hung on a moving line, and a sharp blade makes a quick cut to the neck, letting the blood drain out to keep the meat fresh and pure. Next, the chickens go into a hot water bath at 136 degrees. This softens their skin, making it easy to pull off feathers. A machine with spinning rubber fingers removes every feather in seconds, leaving the chickens smooth and clean. Another machine cuts off the feet with a fast slice. Then, robotic arms scoop out the insides, liver, and other organs, while another machine clears out the throat and windpipe. It's all super quick, with machines and workers teaming up to keep the chicken perfect. To keep the meat safe, the chickens are chilled right away using cold air at 38 degrees. This isn't a water bath, it's air chilling, which keeps the meat juicy and stops germs from growing. The cold air also makes the meat firm, so it's easier to cut. Machines then slice the chickens into parts: wings, thighs, drumsticks, and breasts with perfect cuts every time. For KFC's sandwiches, some breasts go through machines to remove skin and bones, turning them into boneless fillets. Every piece is sorted for a specific meal, like a drumstick for a bucket or a fillet for a sandwich. The cut chicken is sealed in plastic and moved to a giant cold room, like a massive fridge as big as a warehouse. It's kept super cold for up to 3 days to stay fresh. Workers pack the chicken into trays, and trucks load up to deliver to KFC restaurants all over. This factory can send out over 2 million chickens a week, enough to keep KFC locations stocked with fresh chicken. It's a non-stop operation to make sure your bucket is always ready. Now, let's step into a KFC kitchen, where the chicken gets its famous flavor. The air is filled with the smell of spices and the sound of sizzling oil. Workers mix flour, salt, milk powder, and KFC's secret 11 herbs and spices. This mix is so secret it's kept in a vault, and 2 companies make half of it each, blending it at a separate place to keep it safe. The mix is folded 20 times by hand, then stirred by a machine to make it smooth. From the fridge, workers grab wings, thighs, drumsticks, and breasts, dipping them in water so the flour sticks. They shake the basket 7 times to remove extra water, then toss the chicken in the spiced flour. Every piece gets 7 scoops and folds, then 7 lifts, and folds, a special KFC move to make sure the breading is even and perfect. This happens at every KFC, so your chicken tastes the same everywhere. The chicken goes into a basket, gets 7 more shakes to knock off extra flour, and is placed on a rack. Then, it's into the pressure fryer, a machine that cooks at 370 degrees, locking in juice with steam. In just 10 minutes, the chicken comes out golden, crispy, and super tasty. For sandwiches, boneless fillets get dipped twice for extra crunch, then fried and put on a soft bun with mayo and pickles. To keep the chicken fresh, KFC uses a hot holding unit that keeps it warm at 165 degrees with steam, so it stays juicy. For up to 90 minutes, when you order, the chicken goes straight to the red and white bucket. The bucket's paper pulls away steam to keep the breading crispy, and its lid holds in just enough heat. It's a smart design, used since 1957, that makes your meal perfect every time. Let's go through the process again, with more details to show how it all works. Back at the hatchery, the machines are like giant warm blankets, keeping eggs at the perfect temperature, about 99 degrees for 21 days. Workers check the machines daily, making sure every egg has a chance to hatch into a healthy chick. The chicks are tiny, just a few ounces, and they're moved to the barns, in soft, padded crates to keep them safe. It's a gentle start, setting the stage for high-quality chicken. In the barns, the feeders are like long buffet tables, giving chicks constant access to food. The grain mix is packed with nutrients, like vitamins and proteins, to help them grow fast. The barns are huge, sometimes as big as a football field, with fans moving air to keep it fresh. Workers walk through every day, checking for any sick chicks and cleaning the water lines. By 6 weeks, the chickens are big and strong, with tender meat ready for the factory. The live harvester is a big machine, but it's gentle, scooping up chickens without scaring them. The crates are stacked neatly on trucks, and the short drive to the factory keeps the meat fresh. The factory is like a giant kitchen, with machines doing everything super fast. The conveyor belts move smoothly, carrying crates under blue lights that make the chickens think it's nighttime. The CO2 process is quick and kind, putting chickens to sleep in seconds. The neck cutting step is clean, with machines making sure no meat is wasted. The hot water bath is set to exactly 136 degrees, loosening feathers without cooking the meat. The feather plucking machine spins hundreds of rubber fingers, pulling off feathers like a super fast brush. The feet cutting and organ removing steps are done by robots, which are so precise they never miss a spot. The air chilling step is key. It cools the chickens to 38 degrees in minutes, locking in flavor. Unlike water chilling, which can make meat soggy, air chilling keeps it juicy. The cutting machines are like laser-guided knives, slicing wings, thighs, and breasts perfectly. For fillets, extra machines remove every bit of skin and bone, leaving smooth, tender meat. The cold room is massive, with rows of trays stacked high, and workers move fast to pack them for trucks. This factory runs 24/7, sending out millions of chickens to keep KFC restaurants ready. In the kitchen, the spice mix is the star. The 11 herbs and spices are blended so secretly that even workers don't know the full recipe. The flour mix is folded carefully to spread the flavor evenly. The water dip makes the breading stick, and the 7 shakes, scoops, and folds are like a special recipe to get the coating just right. The pressure fryer is a beast hit. Heats oil to 375 degrees and uses steam to cook the chicken fast, keeping it juicy inside and crispy outside. The sandwich fillets get extra breading for that super crunch, and the bun is toasted just enough to be soft but sturdy. The hot holding unit is like a warm hug for the chicken, using steam to keep it fresh without drying out. The bucket is a genius idea. Its paper soaks up extra steam, and the lid traps heat, so your chicken is always hot and crispy. Every step, from hatchery to factory to kitchen, is planned to make sure your meal is perfect. KFC's system is huge, serving millions of people in 145 countries, and it all comes down to these careful, precise steps. Let's break it down again for even more detail. The hatchery machines are checked every hour to keep eggs at the right warmth and humidity. Chicks hatch in waves, with thousands coming out daily, and workers move them to barns in small batches. To avoid stress, the barns have automatic systems that adjust the temperature if it gets too hot or cold. The grain mix is tested to make sure it's packed with the right nutrients, and water lines are cleaned daily to keep them pure. The live harvester moves slowly, scooping up chickens in groups to keep them calm, and the crates are designed with big holes for air. The factory's conveyor belts are like a giant assembly line, moving chickens through each step without stopping. The blue lights are low energy, to save power while keeping chickens relaxed. The CO2 sleep process is timed perfectly, taking just seconds. The neck-cutting blades are sharpened daily to stay precise, and the hot water bath is monitored to stay at 136 degrees. The feather-plucking machine has hundreds of rubber fingers, each moving fast to clean the chickens. The robots that remove organs are programmed to avoid wasting meat, and the chilling room uses powerful fans to blow cold air evenly. The cutting machines are set to make exact cut swings at one station, thighs and drumsticks at another, breasts last. The fillet machines are extra careful, removing bones without tearing the meat. The cold room is kept at 35 degrees, with workers checking every tray for quality. Trucks are loaded in a specific order to keep the chicken cold during delivery. In the kitchen, the flour mix is weighed to get the right amount of spices, and the water dip is kept cool to help the breading stick. The pressure fryer has digital controls to keep the oil at 375 degrees, and the hot holding unit is cleaned daily to stay safe.